Good morning. Or good afternoon. I apologize for being a little bit late. So I'm going to speak a little bit about advancing market intelligence in COMISA. I'm particularly interested in understanding and providing information for improving regional integration, how COMISA and the African continent can integrate their regional trade. The AFCFTA has been established. It is the African Continental Free Trade Association. It has the potential to connect 1.3 billion people across 55 countries. And COMISA has a key role to play in providing data, information, and connectivity. There's huge benefits to trading amongst the various African nations. Intra-regional trade is far lower than it really should be and could be. We need to improve the digital infrastructure to shrink time and make transactions more cost efficient, and the rapid adoption of mobile technology has been conducted through a wave of large-scale investments and fiber optic cables, and this has demonstrated that infrastructure is a real key to regional integration. Agricultural inputs such as fertilizer is a key example of where information will result in better trade connectivity between the regions in the African free trade market. There are, however, significant constraints on COMISA trade. There's lack of timely and relevant information about who's supplying sufficient amount of food, where the demand is. There's unpredictable changes in cropping patterns, which makes planning out many years into the future difficult. Poor infrastructure to move large, bulky items like fertilizer and commodities from one part of the region to another is a constraint. The logistics and delivery of agriculture inputs, such as seeds, fertilizer, and agrochemicals, is also having a constraint. There's much more investment needs to be done in improved policies and practices in governments to ensure that trade is prioritized. So today I'm going to talk very briefly about a few solutions that will improve our understanding of how markets can resolve these constraints. First, digital agriculture platforms can measure demand. We can understand who is growing what and where. The satellite monitoring of crop health over large areas can help identify areas of surplus where relationships can be, where goods can be sourced from. And machine learning and other transformations of data can improve our understanding of actionable decision-making. So to start with, we can use satellite data to identify fields and types from time series using machine learning. Satellite remote sensing of Sentinel-2 has been available since 2017. We can use this satellite data to look at time series, integrate those time series, and then identify crops using algorithms to make maps, as you see on the right. Those red squares are places where we have identified maize in the field in near real time. When we use satellite data to identify crop type, we can identify seasonal features which help us understand which field has maize in it and which field has other crops or is not being cultivated. We essentially look at how the vegetation greens up and browns down throughout the year to identify what phase the crop is in. Is it developing? Is it in mid-season or late? And through that phenological change, we're able to identify whether or not that crop is doing well, what the potential yield is, and ultimately how much food is being produced in that spot. We can integrate where our knowledge of where the crop is being cultivated with how well it is doing using the satellite data to analyze total production. This is an example of where we used Vegetation Index in 2021 to determine total productivity across Zimbabwe in near real time. So what we did is that we took our cropped area maps from satellites, combined it with yield estimates, and estimated during the season where and when production would be the highest. We produced an estimate of 1.62 million tons of maize in 2021. We had a distribution to show the variability across the statistics in order to really understand how and where and when satellite data can contribute to understanding trade across the region. Thank you.